Hi friends, it's Gwen. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm here to do a book unhaul. I asked, you answered, and you wanted to see. So I recently did some spring cleaning of my bookshelves, as I like to do from time to time. I have read 51 books this year, so I am moving them from my TBR shelf to my red shelf, and I only have 2, and they are full. So the number one reason I am getting rid of some of these books is because I do not have the room for all of the books. The current state of our house where we are, I just don't have more room for bookshelves right now. I am considering getting one more bookshelf. My husband wants me to get one more bookshelf, but they're on back order anyway, so yeah. And as I move them from my TBR to my red shelf, I'm out of room. I don't have room, you guys. Also, it's either I'm no longer interested in reading it, I read it and I enjoyed it and I want to pass it on because I'm not going to reread it, or I read it and I did not like it. So that's basically the reasons. And I think this is going to be my last official video, like, of showing you books that I am unhauling, just because me personally, I don't like to sit here and say and hold on to all of the books to say these are the books that I'm getting rid of. Yeah, because the reasons are always the same. I agree that you should go through any collection that you have from time to time and get rid of things that no longer serve joy to you personally. I want these books to find a new home. I want someone to love them. But if you're looking for books that I'm unhauling, check out my Pango, which I will link down below. I am listing all of my books on Pango. They are all listed on Pango as of this moment. And then I list them at 50% of the retail value. So if a book sells for $10, I'm selling it for $5. And sometimes my prices are higher than other people on PangoBooks, but I know I can get 50% of the retail value at the Book Exchange. If it's too high for you, don't buy it. But yeah, that's what I'm selling them for. So anyway, I wanted to go ahead. I listed these all at the end of last week, yesterday. I don't know. I was sharing it all over on my Instagram, on my podcast at Talk Bookish Podcast on that Instagram, but I have sold 21 books. So I want to go through and tell you the ones that I have sold. I sold Breaking Perfect by Lydia Michaels. This is a dark romance erotic novel. It's pretty thin. I decided to get rid of it. I did try reading it before, but I really couldn't get into it. So I sold that one. I also sold They Never Learn by Lane Fargo. I enjoyed that book. I just don't want it as part of my collection. It's not one of my all-time favorites. I'm not going to forget what it's about. And yeah, I just thought I would get rid of it. Fat Chance Charlie Vega, that is a YA story. I'm not into YA that much anymore, so why hang on to it? I have not read that one though. The House in the Cerulean Sea by TJ Klune. I know that is some of people's like all-time favorite books, so like maybe they're looking for a copy. I don't need to hang on to mine. So I sold all of those. I also sold Gone to See the Riverman by Christopher Triani. I sold this one even though Marcy gave it to me, which I really, really do appreciate, but I'll never like forget that memory. And I do have a video where I shared that she gave it to me and how excited I was about that. And I have pictures and everything and all of that. So I don't need to hang on to the book that I didn't really overall enjoy just for that memory. So I got rid of that one. This person bought 8 books from me. Okay, they bought Hostage, or Prisoner and Hostage. That's 2 books by Skye Warren and Anika Martin. These are both, I've had them on my TBR for literally years. They're dark romance erotica type books, and I just haven't picked them up in like 3 years at least, so they've just been sitting there, so probably not going to get to them. I got rid of Out Behind the Barn by Chad Lutz. I read that. It's a short little novella. Pretty Stolen Dolls and Pretty Lost Dolls. I'm getting rid of they bought both of those. I enjoyed it. I just don't think I'm going to continue in the series anytime soon, so why not get rid of those? They also bought Shattered by Natalie LaRousse, which is also a dark romance erotica thing. Twist Me, another one, I've read it, but it's a dark romance. And then they bought that little comic collection, Book Love by Debbie Tung. So that was a good. Then I sold Bellwether Rhapsody, which was just in my February book haul. But like I said in that video, it is a YA story, and I didn't know that going in. The font is very small, so I decided to get rid of it, and someone snagged it up. I also am selling the whole Caraval trilogy, just because my original plan was to read the entire trilogy and do a reading vlog of it, but these are YA, they are fantasy, and I did enjoy the first book when I read it, but my reading tastes have changed since there, and I'm just trying to get rid of all of my YA books. So I did sell Caraval, I did sell Finale, and now I only have this beautiful copy of Legendary. I do think the covers are really, really pretty on that. I'm just no longer interested in reading it, so I'm getting rid of it. I'm also selling the Girl in 6A trilogy. Someone has bought The Girl in 6E and If You Dare, so the first book and the third book. This is the second book, and I have held on to these for a very long time just because I was hoping that she would write more in this series. If she does, I definitely plan on picking up those books, but I don't think I need to reread the first 3 books to continue in the series. And even though I really do love this series, it's one that I was a little sad to see go, but I just don't have room for it on my bookshelves. All right, someone bought Tears for Tess, and that is part of this trilogy. You have Quintessentially Q and then Twisted Together. I loved Tears for Tess. It is one of my all-time favorite dark romance books. I love Pepper Winters. I've read this one and enjoyed it as well, and I don't think I have ever read this one. Again, it's a series that I am sad to see go. I just don't have room for it on my bookshelves. All right, I sold The Kind Worth Killing by Peter Swanson, and I sold this just because Peter Swanson is such a hit or miss author for me that I don't think he's like Riley Sager where I need to hang on to all of his books, or J.P. Delaney or Samantha Downing, or I was kind of contemplating about Ruth Ware. I kept her books for now. And I'm keeping my Chevy Stevens books for now, keeping my Lucinda Berry books for now, keeping my Simone St. Jane books for now, Rachel Kane books for now, El Cosmino books for now, but I let go of my Peter Swanson books, so someone bought The Kind Worth Killing. And then, like I said, someone bought Caraval. They bought The One by John Mars and The Girl in 6E by A.R. Torrey. Okay, so those are the ones that have been purchased. Now I'm just going to go through the other ones that are kind of sitting here. The Room by the Lake by Emma Dibben. Like I said, all of these books are listed on my Pango, which I will have linked down below. So if you want to purchase any of these books, feel free to do that. This one does have really pretty end papers, and it does come with a ribbon bookmark. I actually got this from my friend Jessie, and I don't think she read it either, and I just don't have room for this on my bookshelf anymore, and I have so many other thrillers that I'm looking to pick up before this one, and I just don't want it to keep sitting around collecting dust. Replay by Ken Grimwood. I'm getting rid of Side Effects May Vary by Julie Murphy, which I'm really sad about because I love Julie Murphy as an author. I love that she usually has fat rep in her books, but this is one that I never got around to reading. This is one of her like very first books. It might be her debut. I'm not really sure, but it's YA, and yeah. I'm also getting rid of When Stars Collide by Susan Elizabeth Phillips, but it's a Chicago Stars novel. This seems like it's going to be kind of like sports romance. Yeah, getting rid of that one. Also getting rid of this one. I actually picked this up from the Book Exchange recently, and then I decided to go ahead and return it to the Book Exchange basically. It just doesn't have that great of reviews, and I'm not really sure that I'm interested in the synopsis after doing a little bit more of a deep dive into it. Some more books. They're in all kind of order. I have Hairpin Bridge by Taylor Adams. Again, I was considering holding on to this one because I love No Exit so much, but do I need to have every book by an author even if I didn't like it? No, in this case, my No Exit copy is a book of the month copy, so that stays with my book of the month books. So I feel this was just kind of hanging out all by itself anyway, so why not get rid of it since I didn't really like it. I'm also getting rid of The Husbands by Chandler Baker. I read this last year for my reading 5 summer thriller novels recommended by Riley Sager, and this was one of my least favorites of the bunch. I'm also getting rid of Girl in Pieces by Kathleen Glasgow. This is one of my favorite young adult novels. It has a lot of content warnings and stuff like that, but it also has mental health rep in it, and I don't see myself rereading this, and so I want to give it to someone out there that might need it. I'm getting rid of Little Fires Everywhere by Celeste Ng. This is a signed copy. I will show you that if I can find it. There it is right there. Yeah, I'm just not interested in rereading it. Same thing goes with Such a Fun Age by Kylie Reed. Absolutely love this cover, but I've already read it and I enjoyed it and I want to share the love. Another Peter Swanson, Her Every Fear. I did enjoy this one, but I'm getting rid of it. I also enjoyed Every Vow You Break by Peter Swanson, and I'm getting rid of it. I am getting rid of both of my Liv Constantine books, The Last Mrs. Parrish, one of my all-time faves, and The Wife Stalker. I'm also getting rid of A Magical New York Christmas by Anita Hughes. I read this in December and it was alright. I'm getting rid of Catherine House by Elizabeth Thomas. Enjoyed this one. The Ivies by Alexa Dunn. This is a YA book. I never got around to reading it, and I decided that I'm really going to do my very, very best, unless it is one of my all-time favorite young adult authors, to stop buying YA because it just sits around on my shelf. I picked up Agnes at the End of the World, which is a young adult cult-based novel, but it's young adult, so I'm not going to get to it. Even If We Break by Marique, I forget how to say their last name, but this has disability rep in it. I also really like this cover, but it's YA. All right, The Death House by Sarah Pembroke. I was really initially excited about this, but it feels like it's young adult and it's sci-fi, so I'm gonna let that one go. You guys convinced me to get rid of Apples Never Fall. So that was one back in December. I asked about a whole bunch of books if you think I should unhaul it or read it, and that was one on the unhaul, and I initially kept it around, but then I was like, you know what, let's get rid of it, because I mean, it's a big book. It was taking up too much space. I'm also getting rid of Autobiography by Christina Lauren. These are some of my favorite authors, so I have all of their other books, even ones I didn't like Dating You, Hating You, My Favorite Half Night Stand, and Roomies. I didn't really like any of those books, but this one is their YA, so I just want to get rid of it because it does have LGBT rep in it and I want someone to find that book and love it. I'm also getting rid of How to Be Vegan. It has vegan recipes, but also just like other vegan tips and tricks. I'm getting rid of this little journal, Start Where You Are, a journal for self-exploration. It has not been written in or anything like that. It's just like one of those really aesthetic, you know, cute little things. I'm getting rid of How to Improve Your Marriage Without Talking About It. It does have some highlighting and underlining in it, but if you're interested. I'm also getting rid of The Witch's Book of Self-Care, Magical Ways to Pamper, Soothe, and Care for Your Body and Spirit. Getting rid of this one because I read it and I wrote down everything that I want to get out of this, so I'm hoping that somebody else finds it and gets some use out of it. Another book that I'm getting rid of that's from my young adult shelf, Words on Bathroom Walls. This has schizophrenia rep in it, so I really enjoyed that one. The Perfect Marriage by Geneva Rose. I enjoyed it. I just don't think I need to keep it around on my shelves. Such a Quiet Place by Megan Miranda. She's not necessarily an author I pick up very often. I haven't read any books by her really, except for this one. I think I have one on my shelves if I haven't already gotten rid of it. I might have gotten rid of it. I don't know. Anyway, I'm getting rid of that one. Let's see. I'm getting rid of Lacey's Story by Stephen King because you guys know how I feel about this. I did not like it. I'm getting rid of The Invisible Husband of Frick Island by Colleen Oakley because I also did not like that one, even though The cover, oh my god, the cover is so pretty. I'm also getting rid of Discovering Your Personality Type. This is all about Enneagrams and stuff like that. Like, it does have my marks in it for like my test, but I mean, it's in pencil, and then you can find out what type you are. Let's see what else. I have The Past Is Never by Tiffany Quay Tyson. This is a book that I have not read. My friend Karen sent this to me for Christmas, and I was really excited about it. It is a Southern Gothic fiction novel, but when I started reading it, I just couldn't get into it, so I'm gonna let it go. Pumpkin by Julie Murphy. Again, I love Julie Murphy. I didn't read this. I love this book. I got it at the book exchange though, and I didn't read the second book, so I didn't want to read this book. Or is this the second book? I'm so confused. But it's YA. I'm not going to get around to it. It's been sitting on my shelves for a while. I also decided to unhaul The Bees by Lalaine Paul. This is a book that I picked up because of the cover, and I thought it would be outside of my comfort zone, and I think it's just too outside my comfort zone. I still am kind of interested, but like at the same time, there's so many other books that I would rather pick up. I don't know. I'm so on the fence about this one. I'm going to set it to the side. So maybe I'm not unhauling that one. Okay, those. Okay, one more stack to go. The Wife by Alfred Burke. I might actually keep this one too. It kind of goes with my library book theme I'm going to have, so I might hold on that one. Dying for Christmas by Tammy Cohen. This is the book that I read for the Sleep When I'm Dead book club on Jesse's channel in December, and it was okay. I liked the first part better than the second part, so... Here Lies Daniel Tate. This video that I made, like 5 reasons to read this book, is still one of my most like watched videos out there. I remember loving this book, but it's YA and I'm not going to reread it. Same thing with The Grace Year by Kim Liggett. I love this cover. I loved this book, but it's YA and I'm not going to reread it. Okay, so The Ravens by Cass Morgan and Daniel Page. I actually did kind of like this one. I didn't love it, but I was going to read the duology, but it's YA. And realistically, why spend my money on YA books that I'm just going to kind of like when I have so many books that I think I'm going to love, you know? And also this cover. Oh my god. All right, next up is Jelly by 𝒍𝒊𝒏𝒌𝒔. This is a middle grade book. I really enjoyed this one. I just don't think I need to hold on to it in my collection. If I Was Your Girl by Meredith Russo. I also really liked this. It has trans rep and I absolutely love that, but I don't need to hold on to this copy. Living Dead Girl. I actually like specifically went out and hunted for this book and found it. I forgot how short it was. I read this book in college because I found it like at my campus's like library or whatever, and I read it and I was like, oh my gosh, for a YA book, it's really dark. But I'm not going to reread it. Let's be honest. To Be Honest by Maggie Ann Martin. This has fat rep in it. I really enjoyed the story. Just don't need to reread it. It is YA. Same thing with Cold Summer. I really enjoyed this one. This one is autographed as well. I picked this up at a bookstore in Richmond, Virginia, where the author actually lives. So that was a really cool experience, but I don't need to hang on to the book for the experience, you know? This Ends With Us by Emma Mills. This is probably my favorite book cover of all time. I just love the stars and the colors of this. Yeah, it's just so freaking pretty, but I can't just hold on to it because it's a beautiful cover, you know? I need to get a print or something. Next, another really good YA book, Not If I See You First by Eric Lindstrom. I remember specifically reading this book. I loved it. It has blindness rep in it, so if you're looking for that. The Upside of Unrequited by Becky Albertalli, getting rid of that. Sadie by Courtney Summers. Dear Sweet Pea. Wilder Girls, Beautiful Broken Girls by Kim Savage, and After the Woods by Kim Savage. This one also comes with a really pretty bookmark. But yeah, all of these are books that I have read and enjoyed, but I don't need to hang on to them in my collection anymore. So I think that's all of the books. The other two bags over here of books are ones that I did in my last unhaul video, which I will link down below. But yeah, I'm selling all of these. Even the other ones, they're still listed on PangoBooks right now. So the only two that I'm keeping for now out of the stack are these two, the Bees, because it is out of my comfort zone, but I need to give this one a fair shot. And this might go with the reading vlog that I'm hoping to do in April or May, or both. So I'm going to hang on to that for now. But all of these other ones are over here. They're for sale on my PangoBooks. Like I said, it will be linked down below if you want to purchase any of these books. And I'm not sure if I'll like never do another unhaul video, because I know it does motivate you guys. So maybe only in the springtime I will do them or something like that. But I used to do them quite often because I go through my shelves often. But anyway, here is my last little speech here, is that if you're not interested in a book, you can let it go, even if it's a beautiful cover, even if your friend or your family member gave it to you, or it has really good memories attached. Like, feel free to let it go if it's no longer serving you in any way whatsoever. But yeah, that's the unhaul video, guys. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you're having a lovely day or night, and I'll see you guys again in another video very soon. Bye, guys.